Prabhavita was a bright and curious girl. She loved to explore. Her mother Anjalika was kind and gentle. Anjalika loved to tell Prabhavita stories. One day they decided to visit their ancestral home. It was in a village called Capur. The village was nestled amidst hills and rivers. Prabhavita was excited to see it. They packed their bags and set off on their journey. The bus ride was long but fun. Prabhavita looked out the window. She saw fields of sunflowers and herds of sheep. She even saw a monkey sitting on a tree. Finally, they reached Capur. Their ancestral home was a beautiful old house. It had a big courtyard and a well. The house had a special smell. It was the smell of history and memories. Prabhavita loved it instantly. She couldn't wait to explore every corner of it. Anjalika smiled as she watched Prabhavita run around the courtyard. The house held so many memories for her. It was good to be back. She hoped they could stay in Capur for a long time. As they settled in, Prabhavita noticed something strange. The village was very quiet. Where were all the people? Prabhavita asked her mother, "Mummy, why is everyone so quiet?" Anjalika was also surprised. She didn't know the answer. They decided to explore the village. Prabhavita wanted to see the village well. She had heard stories about it from her grandmother. Anjalika held her hand as they walked. The village seemed deserted. They reached the well. It was old and made of stone. There was no one around. Prabhavita felt uneasy. The silence was unnerving. "Mummy, I don't like this," she whispered. Anjalika hugged Prabhavita. "Don't worry," she said. "Let's go back home." Back at their home, they met their old neighbor, Maya Auntie. Maya Auntie looked worried. Anjalika asked her, "Maya, what's wrong? Why is the village so quiet?" Maya Auntie sighed. "A strange illness has spread in the village," she said. "It's called Nodex." "Nodex?" Prabhavita's eyes widened. She had never heard of this illness before. Maya Auntie continued, "People have been falling sick. They have fever and feel very tired. No one knows how to cure it." Anjalika was worried. She had never seen Maya Auntie so scared. "Is there anything we can do?" she asked. Maya Auntie shook her head sadly. "The village doctor is also helpless," she said. Prabhavita listened intently. She felt a surge of determination. She wanted to help the villagers. She wanted to find a cure for Nodex. Prabhavita remembered something. Her grandfather was a doctor. He had a big book of diseases. She ran to the attic and found the book. It was covered in dust. She blew on it and opened it. The book had colourful pictures and descriptions of many diseases. Prabhavita searched for Nodex, but she couldn't find it anywhere. Disappointed, Prabhavita went to her mother. "Mummy, I can't find Nodex in grandfather's book," she said sadly. Anjalika hugged her. "Don't worry, Prabhavita," she said. "There must be another way." Anjalika thought for a moment. "I remember," she said, "your grandfather used to talk about the village library. He said it had many old and rare books. Maybe we can find something there." Prabhavita and Anjalika went to the village library. The library was a small, dusty room, but it was filled with books. Books were everywhere, stacked from floor to ceiling. The librarian was an old man. He wore spectacles and had a kind smile. "Can I help you?" he asked. "We are looking for information on a disease called Nodex," said Anjalika. The librarian nodded. "Nodex is a strange illness," he said. "It's not mentioned in any modern medical books, but I have something that might help." He led them to a corner of the library. There, on a dusty shelf, lay a very old book. The book was bound in leather. It looked ancient. The librarian carefully opened it. Inside, the pages were filled with strange symbols and diagrams. "This book belonged to the village healer," he explained. "It's said to contain secrets of ancient cures." Section 6, Cracking the Code, Zinatapesra. Prabhavita and Anjalika were amazed. They carefully turned the pages of the book. The symbols and diagrams were like nothing they had ever seen before. Then, on one of the pages, they saw it. It was a word written in bold letters. Zinatapesra. "What does it mean?" Prabhavita wondered aloud. They showed the word to the librarian. He adjusted his spectacles and peered at it. "I've never seen this word before," he admitted, "but it seems familiar somehow." Prabhavita was determined to crack the code. She spent hours studying the word. She tried writing it backwards, upside down, and even in a circle. "There must be a clue somewhere," she muttered to herself. Section 7. The Hidden Message. Suddenly, Prabhavita had an idea. "Mummy," she exclaimed, "what if it's not a word but a jumbled sentence?" Anjalika looked at the word again. "A jumbled sentence?" she repeated. Prabhavita started rearranging the letters in her mind. She tried different combinations. Then she shouted, "I got it! Zinata Pesra!" "It's Aspen Tree Razi." Anjalika's eyes widened in surprise. "Aspen Tree Razi?" she exclaimed. "But what does it mean?" Prabhavita thought hard. She remembered her grandmother telling her stories about the village. "Razi," she said slowly. "It means secret in our language." She gasped. "Aspen tree secret. There must be a secret hidden near the aspen tree." Section 8. The Cure for Nodex. The village had only one aspen tree. It stood at the edge of the forest. Prabhavita and Anjalika rushed towards it. They searched around the base of the tree,